Once, in a quiet village surrounded by open fields and dusty roads, there lived a young man whose mind never seemed to rest. From the moment he woke each morning until long after night fell, his thoughts raced like wild horses. Memories of past mistakes replayed again and again, while worries about the future crowded his chest. Even when nothing was happening, his mind was loud. He ate without tasting his food. He slept without truly resting. Peace felt like something meant for other people, not for him. The weight of this inner noise slowly drained his joy. He tried to distract himself with work. He tried prayer. He tried forcing his thoughts to stop. Nothing lasted. The more he fought his mind, the louder it became. One evening, exhausted and close to despair, he heard of a humble sage who lived alone in a small temple on a hill outside the village. People said this sage did not teach complicated techniques. He simply helped others see clearly. At sunrise the next morning, the young man began the long walk uphill. His legs ached, but his longing for relief was stronger than his fatigue. When he reached the temple, he found the sage sitting beneath an old tree, eyes closed, breathing slowly, as if the world had all the time it needed. The young man bowed deeply and poured out his suffering. He spoke of regret, fear, and a mind that never left him in peace. The sage listened without interruption. After a long silence, he stood and walked into the temple. He returned holding a small clay lamp, a single flame glowing gently at its center. He placed it into the young man's trembling hands. "Take this lamp down the hill to the village," the sage said softly, "and then bring it back to me. Keep the flame alive. If it goes out, begin again." The task seemed simple, almost too simple. Still, the young man obeyed. As he started down the path, a breeze brushed against the flame. Instinctively, he cupped his hands around it. His steps slowed, his eyes fixed on the light. Soon, other travelers passed by, greeting him kindly, but he barely noticed them. Every part of his attention rested on protecting the flame. The path grew uneven, pebbles shifted under his feet. Children ran past laughing. Birds called from the trees, yet none of it pulled him away. His world narrowed until it contained only his breath, his steps, and the small circle of light in his hands. When the wind picked up, he turned his body. When his arms trembled, he paused until they steadied. He reached the village, turned without delay, and began the climb back. By the time he reached the temple, sweat covered his face and his muscles burned. But the flame still stood, quiet and alive. He handed the lamp back to the sage with a tired smile. The sage asked, "What did you see on your journey?" The young man thought carefully. "I saw nothing," he said, "only the flame." "Did you think about your past?" the sage asked. "No." "Did you worry about your future?" "No," the young man replied, surprised by his own answer. And during this time, the sage continued, "Were you at peace?" The young man felt something shift inside him. "Yes," he said softly. "For the first time in years, my mind was quiet." The sage smiled. This is the nature of peace. When your attention rests fully in what is happening now, the past loses its grip, and the future loses its power. Peace is not something you chase. It appears when you stop leaving the present moment. The young man understood. He had not silenced his thoughts by force. He had simply given his full attention to what was in front of him. There was no room left for fear. He returned home changed. Whenever his mind drifted toward regret or worry, he remembered the flame. He gently brought his attention back to his breath, his steps, his hands, or the sound around him. Day by day, the noise softened. Life did not become perfect, but it became lighter. We often believe peace will arrive when problems disappear, when money is secure, or when circumstances improve. But peace does not wait for the future. It lives in this moment. The past exists only in memory, the future only in imagination. Life happens now. If this story spoke to you, take a moment to like this video and share it with someone who may be carrying a restless mind. Subscribe and turn on notifications for more stories that bring calm and clarity. Thank you for spending this moment here. May you be healthy, peaceful, and present wherever you are.